Welcome, gaming friends. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the gift of battle in World vs. World and getting started in World vs. World for the first time. We're going to be taking a look at the different types of reward systems that exist in World vs. World. We're going to be taking a look at how to build participation efficiently and how to get through those reward tracks as efficiently as possible, and which boosts and buffs are going to help you best along your journey. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at how to figure out which server you're going to be on in World vs. World in Guild Wars 2. The first way you can figure this out is looking at the world selection screen, which is in the bottom left of your character select. You will find a character icon. Any of the friend icons underneath the contacts tab here are going to show you any of your friends that are on your friends list that are currently online and which servers they would be on. You're going to be able to join any server that is listed in very high or below. A full server you will not be able to join. So to enter World vs. World for the first time, you're going to want to select the character you're going to want to go into World vs. World on, and then we're going to go ahead and head up to Lion's Arch. Now that we're here at the Fort Mariner waypoint in Lion's Arch, let's go ahead and head towards the Fractals portal, and as you can see, there are portals around the outside. The green BL is going to be here, the red BL is going to be here, blue BL and the Eternal Battlegrounds, or EVG, is going to be back here. The second way that you can go into World vs. World is via the top left icon, the castle icon. You will then be able to select from the screens here. So we're going to go ahead and head into EVG, or Eternal Battlegrounds. Now that we're here in Eternal Battlegrounds, let's go ahead and take a look at the map and get a lay of the land. As you can see here, this is the Eternal Battlegrounds map, or EVG. Each side is going to have an equal amount of resources, having 2 camps, 4 towers, and 1 keep, with a castle objective being in the middle. This is the only castle objective in all of World vs. World. As we zoom out here, you're going to notice there are 2 additional Alpine borderlands and 1 Desert BL. The Desert BL is always going to be for the red team, and the Alpine Borderlands are going to be for the green and red teams. World vs. World resets weekly on Fridays, and that is when the team colors will change along with the servers that you're matched up against. So let's go ahead and take a look at the unique rewards that are here in World vs. World. Now let's go ahead and talk about rewards in Guild Wars 2 World vs. World. Participation is going to be the big driving force for 2 of these reward types. As you can see in the bottom right corner, there is a set of bars here for progression for participation. Tier 0 through Tier 6 are going to be the tiers of participation. This is going to dictate how much World vs. World experience you're going to be getting towards your reward track each 5 minutes. And the other thing it's going to dictate, as long as you are above level 3, is how many pips if you are eligible to receive the pip reward or not. As long as you are above level 3, you will. So if we go ahead and take a look at the World vs. World icon, you will then see the pip system here, and you are going to have a set of chests ranging from wood all the way up to diamond. The diamond chest is repeatable, however you will only get the mystic coins once, as well as the World vs. World skirmish tickets. So if we go ahead and look at the legend here, your placement for every 5 minutes is going to dictate whether you get 5, 4, or 3 points. Your World vs. World rank is going to give you a permanent increase in the amount of pips you are going to receive based on which level you are, and the higher your level gets, the more additional reward pips you're going to get. You will also get an additional pip if you are a World vs. World commander with at least 5 people in squad. Another 3 additional pips if you are doing a public squad that has at least 10 people, and if you completed the wood chest the previous week and you were on the same server, you will also get an additional pip. Generally, it is going to take a player for the participation for the reward tracks, and if you are going for the Gift of Battle, you'll want to scroll down and activate the Gift of Battle, and you can use this icon to set it to be repeated every time the Gift of Battle has been completed. It is going to take approximately 8.5 hours to complete this reward track with no boosters. Now let's go ahead and talk about some ways you can increase your World vs. World reward track experience. The first way is through the use of the Celebration Booster, which is on day 19 of your monthly reward track and is also available to you during your character's birthdays. The next way is from the Laurel vendor over here. If you go to the bottom tab, you will have the infusions, and the World vs. World reward track enrichment will provide that to you as well. You can use the experience booster, which can be gained through the use of the candy corn gobbler. And you can also use the snowflake gobbler and the Zytaphany gobbler to get this buff here, the festive gobbler boost, which will increase your World vs. World reward track experience as well. The final way is through the guild hall. It will have an enrichment for the World vs. World reward track experience. There's also one for the actual experience so that you can increase your level. Let's go ahead and show you where to find that in the guild hall. This guild hall specifically is the one from Path of Fire. And as you can see, this icon here, the guild enhancements, is going to be the vendor that you're going to go to. So this is where we'll find it on this one. And for the Path of Fire Gilded Hollow, the vendor is going to be located here. So let's go ahead and head back to World vs. World. Alright, as we're getting ready to leave the opening spawn here on EVG, as you can see, as we were talking, the Mist War participation has decreased from tier 6 down to tier 4, and we're going to have to work on increasing our experience. So to do that, we're going to have to take some objectives, kill some players, or defend objectives. The most rewarding ones are going to be killing players, defending objectives, and taking objectives. Being camps are higher, the sentries will only give us 5 minutes of participation, where the camps in higher will give us 10 minutes, killing a player will give us 10 minutes, and defending an objective, as in the other 10-minute objectives for capturing, will also give you 10 minutes of participation. Also, as we are heading out to start finding an objective to capture here, I will note the other thing, since we're going through a camp here, is the supply in World vs. World. When you start out in World vs. World, you're going to be able to carry 10 supply. You will see the icon to the right of the timer, and I'm currently capable of carrying 20, and that's because of the +5 here. And then if we go ahead and take a look at my World vs. World rank skills, we have additionally the supply capacity, which I currently have maxed out. The most important ones as you're starting out here in World vs. World are going to be your Warclaw as well as your gliding. Alright, and as we're coming up here, we're going to start to flip this camp. So we're gonna, what I like to do is stack the camp up so that we have all of our mobs here in a nice easy way to cleave down. And then the ring is going to come up after you have killed the supervisor for the objective, in this case the camp supervisor. And as you can see, his body's laying here, and if a player from the red team were to come and resurrect him, this ring would then disappear, and I'd have to kill him again before the objective would be able to be captured. As you can see, killing the NPCs has taken my bar from red to green, and I have 5 minutes. And once I take and capture this objective here, it is going to flip up to 10 minutes of participation. And there's our 10 minutes of participation. Unfortunately, if I go kill this yak, since I already have 10 minutes of participation, I am not going to be able to get any additional participation because it would only take it up to the maximum of the 5-minute mark. One of the final ways to gain participation here in World vs. World is through the building and use of Siege. As you can see here, this is going to be built by supply using a Siege blueprint, and you can get that from something like the Portable Provisioner token, which you'll be able to purchase from a vendor here in World vs. World after completing the track here. And if you look underneath here, it is going to be under your supply lines for Provisions Master. And it'll allow you to build a variety of siege ranging from the catapult there, from arrow carts, siege golems, ballistas, trebuchets, and shield generators. And as you capture a higher objective like a keep here, you saw we were through the outer wall, and now we have moved to the inner wall, which was then destroyed through that catapult. And then we are going to be defeating the Lord here, which will allow for us to capture this bay objective. And now, as you can see, the Lord has been defeated. The ring has come up. If a player was to come in and res the Lord here, they would then re-establish control of this ring, and we would have to kill the Lord again before trying to capture the objective. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you found this guide helpful. If you did, please consider leaving a like and a comment to help out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribing to help support future content. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, along with any tips that I may have missed in this video. Hopefully you're all having a great one, and we'll catch you next time.